Hello everybody, it's me Charlotte, and today I want to teach you guys how to knit the granite stitch. This is an oldie but a goodie. I think you can find this pattern in vintage knitting magazines and such. It's a very simple pattern. It's beginner friendly. It's easy. It is a 4-row repeat, but do not be discouraged by the 4-row repeat because it is so easy to memorize. I encourage you, if you're a beginner, write down like the pattern, which is just 4 rows, but they're really easy. I'll put it in the description below. And then just make little like tally marks, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you're finished with a row, cross it off. And if you're a beginner, you can keep track that way. If you're more of an experienced knitter, you'll probably have your own ways of keeping track and finding your own ways of knowing exactly where you are in the pattern. But it's not hard, I promise. Do not be discouraged by that. This would be perfect for, I think, a placemat, a scarf. You could even do a whole blanket like this. It goes quickly, and it's fun to actually do. So before we get into it, though, real quick, I want to say thank you for everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Thank you for liking my videos, commenting, and sharing them. It helps me out so much, and I am so, so grateful. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so now. And I will leave a link in the description below where you can follow me on Facebook if you want to. And I think that's all I wanted to say. Alright, so let me show you how easy this granite stitch is. You need to cast on an even number of stitches. So, I always do the long tail cast on. But you can do any cast on you prefer. You just want to cast on an even number. Okay. I'm not going to do too many because it is a 4-row repeat, even though it's super, super easy. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, one more. We have 12. Okay. For the first row of our 4-row repeat is you're going to knit all the stitches. That's easy. Row 1 is easy. It's knit all the stitches. And my needles and my yarn are going to make that god-awful noise, so I do apologize. It's just so much easier to show you these little samples on DPNs, and these are literally the only DPN needles I own. So everything else I own is like circular. I do have one set of bamboo though, but I can't knit with bamboo because it's too sticky for me. I'm weird, I'm sorry. Okay, row 1 was just knit. Row 2 is going to be knit 2 together, all the way across. So, these first 2, they get knit together. The next 2 get knit together. And if you're a beginner, knitting 2 together can be somewhat challenging. Even for an experienced knitter, sometimes knitting 2 together is a struggle. I've noticed that if you take and you pull down your work a little bit, just pull on it a little bit, it usually gives you enough room to get your needle in there. So, again, you just want to knit 2 together all the way across your whole row. So you're literally decreasing on this row. And another thing, if you're struggling getting 2 together, you can, like I said, pull down on your yarn, and then if you put them like this, like put your needles together and slide them through, that sometimes can make it easier. You just got to play around with it and find what works for you. But I know that knitting 2 together can sometimes be challenging. Okay, so row 1 was you knit all the stitches. Row 2 was you knit 2 stitches together. Now row 3 is we're going to do a KFB in each stitch. Excuse me. Okay, so a KFB, a lot of you know what a KFB is, a lot of you do not. You want to go into your stitch as to normal. Bring up, splitted yarn. Bring up your stitch as normal, knit it as normal, but don't take that off the needle. You want to wrap it around and you want to go through the back loop. So a KFB means knit front and back. So you make 2 stitches out of 1. I'll show you again. You want to knit into that stitch as normal, bring up your loop, do not take that stitch off your needle. Instead, take your right needle, swing it around a little bit, and you want to go in through that back loop. That is a KFB. Next stitch, same thing, KFB. You literally want to do a KFB in every stitch. Knit as normal, bring it up, do not take that off the needle, twist your right needle around, and go into the back of that stitch and knit it. And that's row 3, is KFB each stitch. Okay, row 3. Now we're on to row 4. Row 4 is you purl every stitch. Told you guys, it doesn't get much easier. I know 4-row repeat sounds like a lot, but it's not hard to remember. And if you are a beginner, purling is just where you put your working yarn in front, take your right needle, and you slide it in to that stitch on your left needle in the front. You want to go in front of the front loop, take your working yarn, wrap it around counterclockwise, bring it through. That's a purl stitch. I'm sure a lot of you know it's one of the second stitch you usually learn when learning how to knit. A lot of people don't like purling. I'm one of those people, but it's not that bad. The more you do it, the less irritating I guess it gets. Maybe. I don't know, I still find it a little irritating, but that's okay. So you purl all the stitches across. Now that was your row 4. Now you're back to row 1. Row 1 was you knit all the stitches. Told you guys, I will put it in the description below, the pattern, so you can write it down and keep track in case you have to step away from your work. But row 1 is knit all stitches. Row 2 was knit 2 stitches together. Think you guys got this. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. If you're a beginner, I think the most difficult thing you're going to struggle with is the knitting the 2 together and just keeping track of where you are. Yarn splits, it happens. Never use splitty yarn. Knit 2 together. So you guys got it. Row 1 is knit, row 2 is knit 2 together, row 3 is KFB in each stitch, and row 4 is purl all stitches across. And you start over. Again, this is what it looks like. And like I said, I think it would make a great placemat, a scarf, a baby blanket. I think there's too many, I think, holes for it to make a good washcloth, but if you don't mind that, it would even make a good washcloth. I personally like a tighter knit for my washcloths and dishcloths, but that's it, guys. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, this is the time to do it. Please do so now. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out greatly. And if you'd like to follow me on Facebook, that link will be in the description below. I will also put the pattern, the 4 rows, in the description below as well. And until next time, guys, I hope you all have a super fabulous day, and happy knitting. Bye!